branch cannot bear fruit unless it hangs on the vine. So the moment you disconnect the branch from the vine, then the branch becomes fruitless. So the same thing happens to Christians. If you disconnect a Christian from the presence of God, if you withdraw God from a Christian life, then that Christian life will become fruitless. And this is what David said. He said, do not take your presence from me, O Lord. Because David knew the importance and the benefit of having the presence of God in his life. So you need to surrender yourself in the presence of God. You need to submit in the presence of God. You need to submit in the will of God. Sometimes we fight against the will of God. Sometimes we struggle with the will of God because we want to invite God in our will, and that cannot happen. Sometimes we come up with our own will. We come up with our own ideas, and we want to invite God in our own ideas. But God's will is always perfect. God's divine will is always perfect. So learn to submit to the will of God. An example of them was Jonah. God sent Jonah to Nineveh, but Jonah, he was never willing to go to Nineveh. And instead of going to Nineveh, he went to Tarshish. But in that journey of Tarshish, he never succeeded. So if you don't accept to submit to the will of God, if you don't accept to submit to the voice of God, like Abraham did, Abraham only submitted to the voice of God. If you don't accept to submit to the voice of God, then it will become hard for you to succeed. But the moment you decide to submit to the voice of God and to the will of God, then your life will end up being a successful life. And for sure, you will be a testimony to many. Don't look at the situation. Don't look at what is happening in your life. Only surrender yourself. God is requiring your point of surrender. God is requiring your heart. Surrender your heart. Surrender yourself to the presence of God. And I believe you will yield to the presence of God. You will bear fruit in your life in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. May God give you the grace to submit to His presence. May God give you the grace to submit to His word in the name of Jesus Christ.